The second trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters hit the web last week after debuting at Brazil's Comic-Con Experience 2018. The trailer gave us a very different look from what we saw in the first teaser at San Diego Comic-Con. It was way more action-packed than before, with Godzilla going toe-to-toe with King Ghidorah in the trailer itself, along with some action-heavy looks at Mothra, Rodan, and more. And that and more might actually be and a lot more if the trailer is any indication, as we got some hints at not just Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, but potentially other kaiju as well, and not just any kaiju, potentially one of the most iconic of all of Toho's creations, Anguirus. In the trailer, we see what looks to be a montage of kaiju awakening all over the world, including Rodan in his volcanic home in Mexico, and a mysterious spider or crab-like beast in an oil field, of all places. Then, at the 57-second mark, we see a mountain in a forested area literally rise out of the ground, but we're cut away before the creature below the mountain is fully revealed. But given the general shape of the mountain and what we see of the creature before the scene cuts away, many took this as a sign that the legendary kaiju Anguirus would be appearing in the film. Anguirus first appeared in 1955 in the film Godzilla Raids Again, facing off with the King of the Monsters in just his second ever appearance on the big screen. Much like Rodan resembles a pterodactyl, Anguirus is actually modeled after a dinosaur, an ankylosaurus to be exact, with spiky spines covering a turtle-like shell and multiple horns protruding from its head. Despite being one of Godzilla's original foes, he's long been one of the King of the Monsters' most staunch allies. As the Showa and then Toho films moved from titanic beasts just mindlessly fighting to more sentient creatures that formed connections and even friendships, Anguirus became one of Godzilla's staunchest supporters and a constant companion living on Monster Island, and later helping him in battles against various foes like Gigan and even Mechagodzilla. He's a little underwhelming in terms of his size when compared to his fellow kaiju. He does walk on four legs and appears way shorter than monsters like Ghidorah or even Mothra and Rodan because of it. He also has only physical attacks, no energy attacks, but he's remarkably durable. He's able to go toe-to-toe with even the most ferocious of his comrades longer than you'd expect. That's really his calling card. He's an underdog, but he sticks in the fight a whole lot longer than you'd expect from a creature of his size. The evidence for Anguirus being in the film, from the trailer at least, is really brief, and that's putting it pretty mildly. But it does have fans excited about the potential of him being in the film, or potentially a future film, and in the context of what Legendary Pictures is trying to build, the Monsterverse, an entire cinematic universe out of these creatures, it actually makes a lot of sense. The whole premise being pushed in movies like Kong Skull Island is that these kaiju, these massive creatures like Godzilla, Mothra, and others like Kong, they're members of a long-lost, super-sized species from a time lost to the ages, millions of years ago, and it makes sense that there would be more than just the five we have confirmed so far: Kong, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Godzilla. And that is a major theme that we see represented in this trailer. It's very clear that Godzilla King of the Monsters is going to continue this story that started in Kong Skull Island, that these titans are returning to reclaim the Earth, an Earth that was once theirs to rule. And in line with that, it would make sense that we'd be seeing some of the more iconic kaiju from throughout history, correct? But there might be a little more complication to that than meets the eye. Namely, can Legendary Pictures use all of the kaiju from the Toho-verse or not? Can they use any more than we already have in this movie at all? And that's a matter of debate among fans and industry analysts alike, and it probably is going to be for some time. Back in 2014, when Godzilla, the first Godzilla movie that Legendary Pictures made, hit theaters, plans for a sequel were almost immediately underway, but they were officially unveiled actually just a month later at San Diego Comic-Con in that year, where they announced very specifically that they had acquired licensing rights for Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. Once again, very specifically, they announced those three by name and nothing else. At that time, and no other time since then, have they made any mention of acquiring the licensing rights for any of the other dozens of monsters owned by Toho. Anguirus would fall squarely into that category. Obviously, that doesn't mean they haven't acquired additional film rights since then, but it hasn't been made known to the public one way or the other. We literally have not heard about Legendary gaining the rights for any creatures outside of the ones that we're seeing in this movie. Again, that's Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra. We don't know that Legendary has access to the rights for anyone other than those four. And if they don't, that would mean that the four kaiju we know are in the movie are the only ones that we're gonna see, unless Legendary plans on introducing their own homebrewed kaiju into the mix. That's right, there's a chance that any new ones we see might just be original creations, and I think we know we're gonna be seeing something outside of the 4 that we've already seen if the shots that we see in this trailer are any indication. That mountain shot that I mentioned, none of these 4 creatures could be that, I don't think, especially just given that we know Rodan is in Mexico on Isla de Mona in that volcano. Godzilla's been around for a lot longer than that mountain has. King Ghidorah's in Antarctica from everything that we know from viral teasers, and Mothra's in China. This could be Mothra, but I mean, I think from what we've seen from all of the 2 trailers so far, it seems like Mothra's in a cocoon and in a very different setting than what we see there. The crab creature, the spider or scorpion or whatever it is, in the oil field is also really interesting. There are a couple of creatures from Toho's era that it could be, but again, I'm not sure if they have access to those creatures, so this might be an entirely new spider crab-like creature of some sort. Let us know what you think in the comments section down below, and whether you hope to see Anguirus in this film or not. Do you hope that he shows up maybe to help Godzilla against these monsters alongside Mothra and maybe even Rodan teaming up against King Ghidorah, or do you want him to be saved for his own movie? And, random question of the day, would you want to see a Monster Island in the movie as well? That's going to do it for me here, though. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.